Hello, is anybody here? Let me put the light on. Is there a light? There's a light. That's a bit bright. Give me a shout, give me a nod, give me a wink, send me some love. If you are here, if you are listening, if you can hear me, then let me know. I've had a slight technical issue like I did last time I did a live stream, and the camera had me up the wrong way, but I'm looking at my laptop and it seems okay. So I'm just gonna ramble. Hello Outlaw Frags, thank you for popping by. I'm gonna just kind of slightly adjust this thing. Oh, Tracy's here. And you got some bubbly. Yeah, unfortunately I'm clashing a bit with George, but I needed to do this a bit earlier because I have to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, so I couldn't really wait. I know George was going to go on longer than this, but I had to clash with him because I'm doing 12-hour days at the moment, so I can't really stay up too late. Christy, hello, good to see you over on George's stream. Yeah, I would have gone on there. George invited me, so George the Fragrance Apprentice invited me to pop up on his channel, but I was kind of getting ready to do this, and I was, sorry, yeah, hi James, sorry. George was, George invited me to pop up onto his channel to talk about my favourite release of the decade, favourite fragrance of the decade. And I would have done it, except I was getting ready to do this, and also I've never done that before, so I was a little bit afraid of the technology. But hopefully at some point, if I understand how it works, I can maybe jump in on, have you still got the tool, Rich? Oh, that's good. I hope you use it wisely. Oh yeah, lots of testosterone over that direction. Definitely. Kind of fun though, bit of fun. So Tracy, daughter's gone to a party and I'm enjoying some calm time. Lovely. So I just had a lovely long bath. So I finished work about 6:30, a little bit early because the guys that took over from us were really kind because it was New Year's Eve. They came in a little bit earlier, and so I got home about 6:30, 6:45, and I had a really long hot bath. That's why my face is so red, because it was too hot and I can't cool down now. But it was nice and relaxing, and I had some wine in the bath, some pink wine. Just 2 glasses I've had so far. Rich is wielding his weapon with impunity. I'm glad to hear it. James, thank you very much, James. That's very kind. Glowing because I'm pretty much sweating inside from the hot bath. But yeah, feeling good. I felt that. Not bubbly wine tonight. No, do you know what? I didn't want to drink a whole bottle, and I find with bubbly stuff you've got to drink it all, otherwise it's a waste. And with flat stuff you can maybe get away with a couple of days. And so I found this pink wine. It's actually it was a low calorie, slightly lower alcohol one, and I thought, because I couldn't find my Diet Coke. I knew I had some Diet Coke, but I couldn't find it. So I thought I'm going to have to drink this pink wine, which was okay. And then I found my Diet Coke, which I just left down here from the last time I live streamed. So I've only got a little bit of Diet Coke, and in my Smart Water bottle is the vodka, of course. What is everyone drinking, and what are your scents of the night? Chris is absolutely buzzing. Good to know, Chris. Why are you buzzing? Tell us all about it. Cheers. Oh yeah, it is kind of New Year's Eve. So I take it, is everyone not going out, or are some of you not in the right time frame to be going out tonight just yet? Let me know. Tracy's got a wine stopper and it works well, having a glass of red wine after. You aren't supposed to keep alcohol in plastic bottles. Well, it's only vodka, and if I'm honest with you, Rich, it won't be in there for too long. Do you know what I mean? Actually, it's lasted a few days, so I've done well. It's fine, Rich, honestly. Stop waving your tool at me. I'm okay. It's fine. So what's everyone drinking? What's everyone wearing? Who's excited to watch the unboxing of Bee by Zoologist? Because I know I am. So James is saying it's only just after 3 p.m. in Oklahoma. Are you going out later, James? Rich Mitch talking about helicopters. I don't even know what you're going on about, Rich, but that's not unusual. There's my box. Who's excited? I know I am. Yeah, you go. What are you doing at a party? You're going to go to a club. You're going to go to a pub, house party. My favourite thing is a house party, if I'm honest with you, or a local pub, like where you know everyone and it's really comfortable. I'm not really a fan of like big nights out anymore, like clubbing. Everyone's younger than you, skinnier than you, and they get served before you when you're waiting for a drink, and it gets very frustrating. And then the cost of a cab home and all that crap. So yeah, but when you get to 40, whatever I am now, you get a little bit jaded about these things, I think. A realist, drinking coffee and wearing my gym jams. Yay! I've got my gym jams. Oh, let me show you my, I'll show you. So I've got like a sparkly glamorous top on, and then these are kind of like pajama bottoms with bluebirds. So yeah, comfy, and they're stretchy, so all the excess weight that I'm carrying it's not cutting in on it. So I ate a cream cake in the bath with my glass of wine, and yeah, I'll sort out the weight thing later. Oh, you got a house party, Chris. What are you doing? Not watching videos? Go and be a host, or are you hosting, or are you? What's going on, Chris? What on earth are you doing on your phone if you're at a house party? Stop it. Christy, lighting my by the fireplace candle in Virginia. Oh, I didn't know they did candles. Do you know what? It's funny because I just saw a review the other day. I think it was on Sebastian's channel, and I had one of his lovely ladies on, and she said by the fireplace. No, it wasn't. It was Ashton. And he had Mary on, and she said that by the fireplace smelled like it should be scenting a home, not actually be worn as a fragrance. I think I could be completely wrong about who said it, but I thought as soon as I saw that comment, I thought, yeah, do you know what, you're right. It's a really nice fragrance, but it's more suited to scenting the home than it is actually to be worn. I like it a lot though. I think I love the way it smells, but as a candle, I think that is probably perfection. Oh, why? What's that song? Everyone being in a kitchen at parties. It was on an advert. Chris is in the kitchen at a party. Victor Wong is here. Hello, Victor. Thank you so much. Oh, let me grab it. I have my box here that Victor sent me, and Victor kindly sent me this. Very generously sent this to me, and obviously I want to share it with everyone. So it arrived today. Really lucky that the postman chose to hide it around the side of my house, so I didn't have to sort of go and try and track it down. In 2 days' time, I was able to show it to you lot straight away, basically. Okay, so anyone else wants to share their scent of the night and what they are drinking and what they are doing for New Year's Eve? And I shall start the unboxing process. DC Jim R, happy New Year's Eve. Right back at you, DC Jim R. Okay. Yeah, Rich Mitch, Bloom are excellent. You can buy samples, reasonable prices of everything they've got. But yeah, they always have all the zoologists. Right, I'm unboxing. And Ouch 110, Thomas works at Bloom as well, which is just an added bonus because he's lovely. Okay, I'm doing it really slowly. DC Jim R's wearing Aqua Vitae Forte. Too warm here for anything more balsamic. I wish it was warm here. Well, it's warm because I'm glowing from my hot bath, maybe from the wine as well. Okay, we're getting there. I'm doing it slowly, deliberately. Can you see the cat in the background? Look, there she is. Should we try and aim the camera? Oh, here she comes. Hello, sweetie. What are you doing? And we just, we'll leave a towel in there. Okay. We're getting there. Right, that's it. Okay, so here you can see how, if you were to buy a zoologist, how nicely they are packaged. So this has this lovely, it's like a tracing paper, tissue paper, but thicker than just tissue. You have the sticker that seals it, and the character, all the different characters are on the tissue paper. I don't really want to ruin the tissue paper, but I probably will have to here. Yeah, I've broken the paper, sorry about that. So Victor's written me a little note. Okay, I won't read that out. I'll read that out later, just in case it's a love note from Victor to me or Dan. So there's the, oh look at that gorgeous box with the honeycomb plastic casing. Stunning, love it. So let's remove it from the box. Pop that over there just for a moment. Ooh, my light is making everything very bright. So we have a plastic sleeve that's got honeycomb design on it. So let's take that off. We'll unsheath it. And then on the back, there's a sticker, a bee extract parfum, 60 mils, and you have the details of the company, the ingredients, and I think we open it. Is it? Let's figure this out. Oh, okay. So we've got a magnetic, I think, strip along here, and we open it up. And there is the bottle in its full glory. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. I love this character, but I'll show you a close-up of that in just a second. So let me read you all what it says here. My cat is trying to get on my lap, sweetie. Let me read you what it says here. The spring day seems still and peaceful, yet beneath the wildly splattered canvas of a blossom-strewn meadow, thousands engage in a desperate race for survival. Worker bees toil at a frantic pace, ferrying a precious cargo of nectar and pollen to deposit it within cramped honeycomb cells, where it will nurture drones and larvae under the eye of a regal queen. In the claustrophobic hive, a deafening buzz offers evidence of the bee's devotion to duty, not a single worker pausing to question its role in perpetual grind of life in the queendom. Like the frantic hustle of the bee through a maze of multifaceted scents, Zoologist Bee delivers a surreal experience. The rich aroma of honey captivates, while alluring florals, royal jelly, animalic beeswax and regal incense unite to create a buzz, offering excitement and the sweet rewards of life. Nice. Sounds good. Let's just check your comments. Christy says, beautiful presentation, isn't it? Isn't it? Mel Taylor, good evening. Happy New Year, everyone. Happy New Year, Mel. Victor Wong finally knows what it's like to open a package I mailed. DC Jim, oh yes, beautiful box. Yellow looks better as a presentation colour than gold. Floor is larvae. I don't know what that means, sorry. So let me give you the notes. So the notes are in here. Top notes: orange, ginger syrup, royal jelly accord. Heart notes of broom, heliotrope, mimosa, orange flower. Base notes of benzoin, labdanum, musks, sandalwood, tonka and vanilla. Zoologist Bee contains beeswax and bees are not harmed in its harvesting. So I like that, very honest and ethical. And here we go with some more close up. So you can see the little bee's face. And we will take him out. So it sits in a cutout of the foam in there. We'll pop that over there. Before we do anything else, I'm going to have a sip of my drink. Cheers everyone. Cheers Victor, thank you so much. Can't believe you sent that to little old me. It's absolutely a beautiful presentation, and you let me smell it when we were in Aix-en-Provence, but that day I'd already smelled about 1 million fragrances and I could only find the tiniest space on my arm to put some bee on, and I remember really liking it. I remember Yana from the channel Tom Elise loving it. Both of us were really excited. Out of everything Victor showed us, both of us were most loving bee, but I can barely remember what it smelled like because I was so overwhelmed at the show. So, who thinks I should spray it on my skin? Rich, did you never play Floor is Lava? I know, I don't think so. Yeah, we used to play, what did we used to play? We used to play the usual like tag, and then as we got a little bit older and more cynical and jaded, tag became the well-known terrible disease of the 80s. It got renamed, which is pretty horrendous, but we were kids. Yeah, we played British Bulldogs, yeah. Yeah, Sharon O'Grady, that loves the whole aesthetic, must try them. Yes, definitely. I think there's something in the line for everyone now. I mean, they started out being very artistic and slightly strange and weird, but I feel like there's now some really nice, easy to wear fragrances amongst the zoologist line. Rich Mitch, Kiss, Cuddle or Murder. I'm not sure we played that, but probably something similar. Are we ready for skin? Who's up for skin? I want someone to say yes, give me some skin, and then I'll do it. I'm waiting. I'm going to give Sweetie a little stroke. Listen, because she might make a noise. Oh no, she's not going to. Rich is saying skin, skin, skin. Mel Taylor, British Bulldogs got banned in my school. Too many ripped jumpers. Yeah, Victor Wong, Aix-en-Provence was too overwhelming for everybody. Yeah, it's just massively overwhelming because there's everything there and it's all new. So many people are showcasing their brand new stuff as well. So it's not like when you go shopping and you smell everything pretty much and then there's like 1 or 2 new things. Aix-en-Provence is like no. Oh, that's a pretty bottle. What's that smell like? You just go a bit mad. It's overwhelming of all the senses. Okay, I'm going to go on some skin here. We're going to go here as well. And we'll let that waft in the air. Ooh. Oh, wow. Okay. So this is interesting. It does smell like honey, but it's got this really clean aspect to it. I don't know if it's the orange blossom. It's in just smelling it in the air. It's honey, beeswax. It's the kind of like the inside of a crunchy bar, so honeycomb, like the sweet sugary honeycomb, but not as sugary as honeycomb. But there's that beeswax you might recognise from old-fashioned furniture polish, which I think is a beautiful smell. You don't really smell it, well, I don't smell it in my modern life anymore, but what the Victorians would polish everything with. Beautiful smell. And this slightly clean, not exactly soapy, but somehow clean, smooth orange blossom type thing. It's making me happy. So I'm gonna brave it because I'm not wearing anything. As I said earlier, had a long hot bath with a glass of wine. That's why my face is so red, it was too hot. So I've got no scent on, so let's do this. Oh, good sprayer. It's one of those ones where you can go little or large, like that. Let's go up here. Oh wow, I love that opening. When I was younger, now this is bringing back a really good memory. When I was younger and we used to go to the market, Mum and Dad would take us to the local markets, and as a treat they would buy, with these sweet stalls, and they would buy me a big bag of honeycomb. Not proper honeycomb from bees, but basically the inside of crunchy bars. Just that sugary, crunchy, golden stuff that's just called honeycomb, I think, everywhere. And I would get a big bag of it, like just a plastic see-through bag, really basic. It was probably really, really cheap, and I would pretty much work my way through that bag in a day because I've got a sweet tooth, and I had an even sweeter tooth when I was that big. And this is reminding me of honeycomb, that honeycomb, those lovely memories. Okay, let me show you him again. Look at that. Let's just check your comments. Drill bit Fortescue, hello, thank you. Yes, I've gone on the skin. Am I going to Essence, Chris? Yes, and Dan is going as well this year. So we're going to travel up together, and we're both definitely going to Essence. Probably going to book my flights probably in the next few days to make sure. La Charisma, I need your chat. Do you mean mon chat? Mon chat, c'est très précieux. She's so cute. I can't, that's the best of my French there. Back to the party. Okay, Chris, see you later. 10 sprays now, easy. I could feel like I want to do more. I'm going to do over here as well now because I can. There we are. So plenty there. Sharon, have a travel size of lipstick rose on its way to me, which you are partly responsible for. Yeah, oh, that's a beautiful rose lipstick, gourmandy type fragrance. Really, really nice. Okay. Oh, so good. I don't even know what else to say. It's getting a little zesty, I think. It's getting a little bit sharper. It's deepening. It's getting richer. It's getting sticky. So if you imagine the consistency of honey, like if you had a spoonful of honey and it was like all glooping off the spoon, that syrupy texture. I'm getting that now. It's changing, so it's not so much the honeycomb that I got to start with. It's more floral. It's not quite as clean as it started out, so that orange blossom cleanness kind of thing now feels like it's getting more of a heady floral, I think. This is beautiful. It's honestly a fragrance at the moment, and obviously I don't know how this is going to change, and I expect that it will change. This is a fragrance that's making me go like this, but in a genuine way, not in that weird fake way that I just did that. This is happy making, and I'm not sure if that's because it's got some memory connections, or because it's sweet and honeyed, or because it's kind of zesty and vibrant at the same time and uplifting. It has the uplifting nature of a citrus cologne, like a really nice zingy citrus cologne. Not to say it's fresh and citrusy, but it has the uplifting ability of a citrus cologne. You know, if you feel a bit jaded, I don't know about you, maybe you've got a bit of a hangover, then, and you need something to uplift you, a citrusy, something citrusy, bergamot, grapefruit, lime, lemon, all of those things. It's aromatherapy, basically. Aromatherapy will tell you that those types of scents uplift you. They give you put a sort of spring in your step. They pep you up. And this fragrance, even though it's not mega citrusy, is having a similar effect. Maybe not so uplifting as in waking you up, as happy making, as in cheering you up. It's lovely. It's really lovely. Oh my god, I can't wait to get to know this fragrance properly, because so far, oh, I wasn't sure if I was going to love the opening, because I've read a lot of reviews and it's very well received, it's very well loved, but there's a few people that struggle with it. So I wasn't sure if I was going to love it. But honestly, I want to eat it. But it still smells like a perfume. And this is the thing, and I bang on about this all the time. But my taste in perfume is a gourmand that still has a development. It changes on your skin. It doesn't smell exactly like one particular food. And also it must smell a bit like a perfume. So a floral element or a bit of incense or something else that stops it just being food-like does smell like a perfume. And so far this is doing that. Oh, I got something new there. Yeah. So there's heliotrope in here, and I think I just got something slightly almond-like, which is my favourite note. And I think I'm getting a touch of the heliotrope, which is a floral that can smell slightly almond-like and slightly powdery. If you go full-on heliotrope, there's a few fragrances out there that are solid floor heliotrope. I find them a little bit too much, too sweet, too cloying, and also a bit linear. However, when you put heliotrope in a fragrance in a smaller dose, then I really love it, and I feel like that's what's going on here. Victor is teasing us with some information. So perfume at Natalie Fausthauer, is it Faust or Fausthauer, is designing a new zoologist scent, and the theme is milk. So obviously it's going to be cow. What else does milk? I suppose a lot of animals produce milk, but you were talking about goats earlier, Victor. And goats do milk. I've seen it in the supermarket, so I know it's true. For realist, you can milk a rat. I've actually heard that. That is just so gross, though. I've got a little story about a friend of mine. I don't know if I should tell you this or not. Going back almost 20 years, I think, and she'd had her first baby, and her dad came round for a cup of tea. I think you know where I might be going with this. Yeah, she made him a cup of tea with her breast milk. I couldn't believe she did that. Shocking, absolutely shocking. But yeah, so milk. Let's all guess. I mean, what? Yeah, sorry everyone, I shouldn't have shared that, and I hopefully she doesn't watch this. But yeah. Breast milk cup of tea for her own father. There's just so many wrongs in that situation. So milk. Is there any other animals it could be? So I'm thinking cow, goat, because you can milk them. But what if it was? I mean, there's nothing that lives in milk. Yeah, I don't know. So Victor says a cheery gourmand that smells like a fantasy dairy pasture. Maybe then. So I just can't imagine you just produce cow. So I think maybe buffalo. I'm going buffalo because you tend to go a little more out there. I don't think you'll do a domestic cow. Maybe you'll do a Frisian. I like the milker cows that are on the Milka chocolate bars. I think they're Frisian. I like cows. There's something very calming and soft and gentle about cows. But I'm going buffalo. What's everyone else going for? Rich Mitch Jersey cow. Zoopy Goggins is in the house. I don't know if you all know Zoopy or not, but he has got a really nice YouTube channel. He doesn't upload that often, but he is fantastic. He really builds an image with his words. I love the way he talks. He sounds like Jude Law, and he looks a bit like Jude Law too. Yeah, he's got an awesome channel, so if you click on him, you should be able to find his channel, but don't go away just yet. Rich Mitch could be my ex. She's a cow. All women are cows once we become your exes. If you didn't know that, then you've got a lot to learn. Yeah, check out Zoopy. He's awesome. Dan, sorry I'm late. That's all right, Dan. Just write out 10 lines and we'll forgive you. Love a bit of Dan Spanos, a really excellent commenter, supporter, sharer in the fragrance community. Helps out all the reviewers in promoting us all, and yeah, he's a great guy. Rich Mitch, you're so funny. Is it a mood enhancer? Oh dear. Okay, so I'm smelling bee. I'm smelling zoologist bee right here, and we've got Victor in the house as well. Has anyone got any questions? If Victor is still here, he is. Yeah, Victor's still here. Has anyone got any questions for Victor? Obviously, fire away. Well, I hope you don't mind me doing that to you, Victor. This wasn't planned, but I just let Victor know that I was doing this by sharing, by tagging him in one of the Facebook groups, or in his own Facebook group actually, and here he is. This is getting nicer, if that's even possible. So I'm starting to become aware of the vanilla, which I didn't obviously pick up. Yeah, Victor, men become pigs too. Yeah, I think it's just one of those things. There's two sides to every story. There's always two reasons or more. There's always reasons why people will break up, and generally speaking, in most cases, there can be bitterness and a feeling of unfairness, or perhaps that you spent too long and wasted your own time with someone, and also then there's all the other aspects. If you've got children or a house or a marriage, all those other things that can get really, really bitter and nasty. So yeah, we're all arseholes when we split up with someone. Oh my god, this is good. This is good. Yeah, so I am noticing the heliotrope, so it's given me just a hint of a slightly floral powdery almond, but it's not really overtaking it. I don't think the average person in the street is going to go, it smells almondy. They might do actually. It smells a little bit almondy and a little bit vanillic, and you can smell the honey / beeswax. It's not the honey of Back to Black by Killian. I don't really like that. That's too thick, gloopy, dark, astringent, a bit medicinal, and I'm not getting that here. These are subtle hints of honey, beeswax, vanilla, florals. I know that there's sandalwood. I don't know if I'm picking that out just yet. It's more about the sweet stuff, the florals, the honey, the vanilla and the almond at the moment for me. Dan loves Back to Black. I know it's well loved, it's just not my taste. Oh, the sense of me. Hello, thank you for joining. Hello, Adam. So yeah, Victor's very open to any questions if anyone wants to ask him anything. Victor, have you got any gossip for us about what else is coming up? So you've got a fragrance that features milk, which I've decided is going to be buffalo. And what else have you got lined up? I know I've shared some information that you gave me on my other live stream, but what else have you got lined up for 2020? Are you going to Essence, Victor, as well? I'd love to see you again because you're so cute and I just want to squeeze you again. DC Jim, I thank Claire for introducing me to your channel, Adam. It's great. That's cool. Sharon O'Grady sounds wonderful. Oh, Sharon, honestly. I mean, this would have been awkward if I didn't like it. It still reminds me of that honeycomb, actually. It's still giving me the vibes of being a child at the market and having the big bag of honeycomb. But that side of it is kind of just calmed down a little, and it's now more the vanilla, the almond. It's kind of fluffy. It's got a fluffy texture, so I don't know if I'd call it musky, but you know how musks can make something fluffy? It's not hard, it's very soft. It's soft and fluffy, like the body of a big bumblebee. That soft, fluffy, cute body of a bumblebee. Very. Quite sweet, not intensely sweet. I could take it a lot sweeter, but I wouldn't want it any sweeter, if you know what I mean. If you don't like sweetness in a fragrance, then you probably don't want to go here. There is a definite sweetness. The honey, obviously, it's kind of slightly syrupy, almost reminding me of the nectar from a plant, you know, nectar from a flower. My mum used to have these flowers that she grew in the conservatory, and they were very, very delicate, tiny, tiny little pinky white flowers with fluffy petals, and every now and then they had dewdrops on them, and if you touch the dewdrop and licked it, it was sweet and syrupy and it was absolutely beautiful, and it's reminded me of that. I don't remember the plant having a scent, but the taste of the dewdrop from that flower is similar to what I'm getting here. A fragrance by Guerlain called Mon Precious. Mon Precious Nectar. You could use that title to describe this fragrance. I'm not saying it smells similar, although there are some similar notes and there are some aspects that are similar. But this is more orangey. So you've got the orange blossom, and you also have like a sugary, slightly sugary, sweet orangey aspect to it, but not in an orange sorbet or orange creamsicle kind of way, not in a simplistic way. It's just a component that's lending itself to the honey, the honeycomb, the orange blossom, the vanilla, the heliotrope, which gives it that almond, the fluffiness of the whole thing. I'm in heaven, I think. Dan's asking Victor if he might be going to Scent Explore, but it doesn't look like he can. Oh, you're not going to Essence? Oh, that's a shame, Victor. Yeah, that's a real shame. Mad, that place though, absolutely mad, but a great way to make connections and meet other people in the fragrance community, and I honestly really loved it when I went. So if anyone's thinking about going, then yeah, do consider it. You could, if you're in Europe, you can get a flight quite cheaply, and you can, I just got an Airbnb last time, so you can do it on the cheap really. And believe it or not, Milan was quite cheap to get food and drinks as well. I thought it was going to be so expensive, but cheaper than getting food and drink round here in Kent, the UK. So yeah, I'm going, but shame Victor's not. Okay, right, I'm going to smell a little bit more, and then I'm going to change the topic to what you like, and I'm talking to you, all of you. I want to know what you like in a fragrance review, what you enjoy, because I kind of want this to be a useful resource for anyone that's got a channel or thinking of starting a channel. We've got a little thing going on at the moment. You might have seen some of the social media that Mark from the channel Robes08 is going to be doing a competition soon. The details all to come out, but we're kind of like working behind the scenes to make it pretty cool. So yeah, it's going to be really cool, and we're looking for YouTubers with under 1,000 subscribers to get involved, and there'll be a competition and you're going to win some really great stuff. So that's the plan. Further details to be revealed. Robes08 will be doing a video on it in the next couple of days, I think. So keep eyes peeled. Look at Robes08 on YouTube, or check out his Instagram, or you can check me out because I'll be sharing everything as well. Also, we've got on board Lola Sense from the channel Lola Sense, so Lauren from Lola Sense, who is lovely. She also just reviewed Bee. That's on her channel now, so do check that out. And we've got Sebastian from used to be Looking, Feeling, Smelling Great, is now Smelling Great Fragrances. Sebastian, he's one of the judges, as well as Chris, who we were just chatting to earlier. Chris is at a party in the kitchen doing the washing up. Chris from Fragmental is on board, as well as Clemence CC, who is the lovely French fragrance reviewer. I think that's all of us. So we're forming a panel, and we're going to be putting together this competition, and it's going to be really, really cool. Just trying to get some motion going with the smaller channels, particularly of course the female reviewers, because they can struggle against the male competition for whatever reason in this forum. And yeah, so keep your eyes peeled for everything that's going to be going on. And I feel like I've completely gone off track. Yes, so I kind of want this video to be a little bit useful for people who are either already doing a channel or looking to start one. So if you are happy to share what your favourite things are in reviews, and I will share with you what I like, what I enjoy in reviews. So this is not, you don't have to share your favourite reviewers, but more about the aspects that you like in reviewers. You can of course share your favourite reviewers and say why. What is it they do that you enjoy? Why do you watch their videos more so than someone else's? So just checking your comments. Rich Mitch says Nout is cheap in Kent. Yeah, maybe. I mean, I've grown up here, so probably if I go up north, then I'll think everything's cheap up north, and yeah, yeah. Dan Spanos is saying Robes08 is an awesome guy. He's brilliant. He's really getting on board and doing everything he can to help out the community. Christy, I like hearing in-depth reviews and comparisons, also like indie house overviews. And Mel Taylor, sounds a lovely idea. I'm just a consumer and really enjoy your style, especially the reviews you do throughout a day out and about. Thank you. That's the foxes. Dan says, I agree, Christy. DC Jim R, agree with Christy, love more in-depth reviews rather than a top 10 list or something like that. So this is the problem I think that faces all of us that do want to do reviews and that want to grow our channel and want to see that people have watched your video, that you've put in the effort to review, like you've worn a fragrance all day long and you've taken notes and or whatever it is you've done. I mean, some people put in a lot of effort with the editing. Everyone's different and unique, but sometimes it can be disheartening. You review one one fragrance, and generally speaking, unless it's a very mass appealing, well-known fragrance, in my video, for example, you know, if I do an indie house virtually unknown, I won't expect more than 200-300 views on my video. So it's kind of like counter intuitive to do those type of reviews, and I think we should all do what we love, but at the same time, some people want to grow and they want to get big, and to do that you have to throw out top 10 lists or be a little bit popular, because it's just the way YouTube works, is everyone's looking for the lists, and I don't know what that's all about. But yeah, Dan Spanos, top 10 lists draw more views, but I like in-depth reviews better. Mel, I got bored of a lot of beauty channels just all reviewing the same products at the same time. Yeah, that happens. Same happens though when a particular house throws out a fragrance to a lot of reviewers at the same time. What's one of the houses that do that? So Juliet Has a Gun has a distributor or a promotional company over in the States. So when Juliet Has a Gun has a new fragrance, suddenly 10, 15, 20 YouTubers are reviewing the same fragrance. So that can kind of like, can get a little bit tedious, I think. Christy, yes Mel, I love the all day reviews Claire does, thank you. Yeah, Dan, it does make it rough on the reviewers, and I've kind of made this conscious decision to just do what I want, because there was a time, and I think back when I was with Dan, and Dan was obviously a bit of an influence on me, as helping me grow my channel, and he helped me in so many ways. I insisted that I up the quality a little bit and tried to up the volume and have better lighting, helped me with thumbnails, but I kind of got a little bit influenced to try and do more men's fragrances, trying to grow my channel, kind of like following what he does a little bit. But actually I found myself doing a top 10 list of fragrances I didn't even know that well, because I'm not wearing these men's fragrances, so it just didn't feel genuine. And I think now I've made that decision that I'm just going to do what's right for me. So then hopefully in time, my passion and my honesty will slowly grow me in an organic way. But as I said many times, I'm not trying to be the next big YouTuber. I'm no Demi. You'll never see me in a bikini. Oh my God, if you did, you'd unsubscribe, trust me. But yeah, that's not my aim, but I know that that is also bring some integrity and your own personality to the show. Let's see. Soupy, unfortunately top 10 this and top 10 that is clickbait that works. That's the thing. So I will continue, particularly with seasons and holidays and stuff. I'm also thinking of going a little bit stupid with it, and I'm going to do top 10 lists to wear, top 10 fragrances to wear to the beach, top 10 fragrances to wear to a funeral, top 10 fragrances to wear to the job centre. I'm going to do that just to add a little bit of fun to my channel, and just, you know, pick out 10 fragrances from my collection that I think might be kind of fun to feature on the stupid top 10 list. So that's what I'm going to do. DC Gym R, probably a mix of videos is the best way to go. Some lists, some deeper dives. So a bit of diversity, you're saying, DC Gym R. Keep it fresh, I guess. Zoopy, I've never done a top 10 video. Do it, Zoopy, but do, let's think. Top 10 lists, top 10 fragrances to wear to Sainsbury's, or top 10 fragrances to wear to visit the in-laws. Yeah, do that. Zoopy, you could do top 10 fragrances to go with your trainers. So you could pair a fragrance with a pair of trainers. I think you should do that because that's really you, but it ain't clickbait. Well, it might be. Is there a trainer community? I bet there is. So Zoopy collects trainers, by the way, in case you didn't get that. Mel Taylor, authenticity always shines through. Christy, agreed. Sharon O'Grady, probably best to do what feels right and organic for you. Trying to calculate it doesn't work most of the time. Top 10s are sometimes boring, especially when they end up repetitive. Yes, I do agree with that. DC Jim R, I just went to a funeral and did debate what to wear, so a video like that would have been helpful. Well, I'm really sorry, DC Jim R, that you were at a funeral, and I hope that it wasn't anyone too close to you. But it is a consideration, I think. So maybe some people would actually sort of Google that. I think, what fragrance do I wear to a funeral? I certainly can. I've been to a few, and I certainly consider what's the correct fragrance to wear and how much to wear as well, because you don't want to. And every funeral is different. Going like off track, you know, are you going to a funeral of someone eccentric and bold who's already insisted that everyone wears bright colours, or are you going to a funeral of someone who passed far too soon and it's really, really sad? Rich Mitch, my stream is buffering. Is it a problem for people? Let me know. If is it me or is it Rich Mitch? Let me know if there's an issue here. John 7, hi guys, to me what makes a good reviewer is to be able to describe dominant notes without looking on Fragrantica. Yeah, I personally feel a lot of people rely very heavily on the note listing, whether it's Fragrantica or whether it's from the brand's website or whatever. And it is difficult. You can't pick everything out because, I mean, the notes are there to just give you a rough idea of what you're supposed to be smelling. They're not the ingredients list. There will be things in there that aren't listed, and there'll be notes in there that aren't actual ingredients, that are just ideas of, they're just accords. So it's my preference to always just describe what I smell, but sometimes it's really difficult. You can't quite get it in your head what you're smelling, so it can be really difficult. So I do understand. So I kind of try and do both now, rather than just pure, because I used to just smell stuff and try and describe it, but sometimes I get so lost with that as well. But so now I kind of do a combination, but I try to explain what I actually definitely smell from the note listing against how certain things maybe are reacting to my nose. I just try and be honest about what I'm smelling. And yeah, it bugs me actually. You know, when people say I get the Calabrian bergamot and the Sicilian lemon and the Madagascan vanilla, because I don't know anyone with that astute a nose that they can pick out whether the vanilla's from Madagascar or whether it's vanillin or whether it's vanilla from somewhere else. So that's my preference anyway. DC Jim, for the funeral, wore Etat Libre d'Orange. She was an anomaly. Safe, gentle iris scent. That sounds perfect. Iris is very, it's kind of sad, melancholic, austere. I don't know the fragrance myself, but I think iris for a funeral, comforting, powdery, possibly. And they're not always powdery, but yeah, I would go with that. Mel Taylor, I'm a visual person, so I like it when reviewers conjure images up. DC Jim R actually did get a compliment when I gave someone a hug. Rich Mitch, floral in church. Sharon, you're great at notes and creating a mental image. Thomas does a great job at that too. I love Thomas. So Thomas from Ouch 110. I love that he is not trying to be clickbait. He reviews a lot of female fragrances and then really, really obscure niche stuff. And he does conjure up images. So he doesn't just give you a note listing. He actually gives you he'll say, oh, it's like walking into a field of flowers and blah blah blah. And I love that. That's, I guess, because I quite kind of like doing that myself. So I really enjoy Thomas's reviews because he does that. And Thomas is fun. Thomas, I've met him now a few times. We've been out for drinks, we've been out for wines. He likes a big glass of wine or two, and he is just fun to be with. One of those positive, outgoing, lively, happy people. Just a star. He's a star. Love him a lot. Rich Mitch says Mexican vanilla is very distinct. I need to learn about vanillas, I think. Mel Taylor, yes, Sharon, not rushed either. Yeah. Thomas has influenced some past purchases. Great descriptive talent. He's brilliant. The thing with Thomas as well is he's trained with perfumery. He's done a long distance course thing, and he's kind of like created his own fragrances. He's got a lot of raw ingredients, so he has that knowledge. He knows about the ingredients, and he knows a bit more than the average person, certainly more than me, because all I know is what I've smelt in fragrances and what I've smelt in life. And how do we get better at smelling, do we think? Has anyone got any tips on that? Because I think that's really important. How do we get better at smelling, and how do we get better at then describing? I personally think smelling a lot of fragrances and understanding what common notes certain things have has helped pick out certain things that otherwise I wouldn't have necessarily understood. But also you can go in your spice cupboard, you can just pay attention to the smells around you in life. So the scent of a leather jacket, the scent of the leather seats in your car. Not that I've got leather seats, of course. My car always smells a bit dodgy actually, but we probably shouldn't go into that. But the sense of certain foods, if you're going out into nature, what can you smell? Like sometimes you can go for a walk and just be oblivious, and then if you pay attention, you're like, I can actually smell the trees, and I can smell the dry earth, or I can smell a storm coming. Sharon O'Grady, oh, you guys, you and Thomas should come visit me in NorCal for some wine. Where's NorCal? Where's NorCal? Is it Northern California? Because that's a bit of a distance. I'm not sure we can do it on the bus. Dan, have to run. Hope you have a great New Year. Yeah, Happy New Year, Dan. Cheers, Dan Spanos. Awesome person. Have a fabulous New Year. There's some lipstick there. That's good. Cheers. So nearly New Year. Not really, but yeah. Anyone looking forward to anything in particular in the new year? Got any exciting plans? Anyone getting married, buying a house, moving out, starting education, starting a new job? Anyone got anything exciting planned for the new year? Northern California. Oh no, I'd love to come. Oh my God. Mountie, I'm going to call you Mountie Trader. I know that's not quite right, but greetings from Houston, Texas. Happy New Year, Smurfy girl. Everybody have an amber vetiver patchouli New Year. Cheers, cheers to that. So I'm smelling Bee from Zoologist still, but we are also talking about what fragrance reviewers should do to. Hang on, let's word this better. What makes a good fragrance reviewer? What do you like in fragrance reviewers? And no one's actually mentioned, and this is interesting, no one's mentioned editing, sound quality, the visual, background. Are you happy if someone sits in the same spot every time, or do you like it when they're out and about? Do you mind? Sometimes I pick my camera, quite often I pick my camera up randomly wherever I am and do a quick shaky hello, I'm out in the car park in Snodland. And do you mind that? Does it bother you? Let's talk about the technical stuff. What does it bother you whether the quality's good? I personally, if it's really quiet, if I'm struggling to hear it, and I don't really enjoy when people put music over their talking, unless it's really background. But if there's quite a loud music over the talking, I find that distracting and I struggle to hear. But tell me what you think about that. Is it good to have music behind the talking, or is it better to have nothing? Do you like a green screen so yeah, you look like you're somewhere really fabulous? Or are you happy with a living room? Do you care if someone's filming in their bedroom and then walls need painting and the wallpaper's peeling off? Does that bother you? let me know. Do you like my Christmas tree? I'm gonna have to get rid of it soon, sadly. Mel Taylor, I don't really care about editing, it's the quality of information that's important. Agree music can be annoying as it tastes vary. Freddie Turner, greetings, scent of the day. Vintage Joy Eau de Toilette by Patel, layered on Santa Maria Novella's patchouli. Wow, well, that sounds pretty amazing. DC Jim R, some people do it well like Chris, but others not so much and I find it annoying. JLW, love the Christmas tree, thank you. Mel Taylor, wallpaper etc isn't important. John 7, I think the same setting is better for some reason. Freddie, it's quite fab. Yeah, it sounds it, Freddie. Sense of me, I love your glass. Yeah, it's pretty cool glass, isn't it? Got it from Asda's in Chatham. Got a set of them. So I've got these mermaid ones and then I've got these big giant goblets with the same kind of rainbow thing going on. La Charisma, lighting, sound, pleasant background and nice close-ups of the fragrance. Yeah, also let's talk about samples versus bottles, because there seems to be an ongoing thing in FragCom. So for example, the lovely Victor Wong sent me this for review and I am humbled. I'm not a big reviewer and you know I don't like showing off. I'm really massively grateful that Victor sent this to me. Of course I'll make sure that Dan features it on his channel as well, and make sure that Victor gets some nice exposure for being so generous. But what do you feel about reviewers reviewing from samples versus bottles? And I mean, let's get slightly controversial, reviewers asking for full bottles, which is something I've never done. I have asked for samples in the past. I try not to do so much these days because I don't want to put anyone on the spot. I would never boycott someone just because they didn't want to send me samples. But there is that fear that some small brands might have, a fear that if they refuse a reviewer that they might then end up feeling some kind of backlash from it later on. So how do we feel about that? I feel like that's a controversial topic that you might all have maybe different opinions on. And I'm going to take a drink and then I'll say what I think about that. But I mean, yeah, you probably know me well enough to know how I feel about that. So no one's saying anything yet. I really hope your fingers are typing. So yeah, samples versus full bottles for review. Do you mind if I'm reviewing from a sample? Is that okay with you? Some people say that sample's not enough, you can't have lived with it long enough, you can't have formed a really good opinion on it. Some people say you don't need a full bottle to review a fragrance. Mel says, I think samples should be enough for an honest review. It's always nice if reviewers then genuinely go on to purchase a bottle. Yeah, I think so. I think it shows then genuine support towards the brand, helps people to understand how much that reviewer really does genuinely love that fragrance. JLW, the sample size doesn't bother me as long as you're being honest about number of times tried, longevity. It's enough to maybe share a picture of the bottle. La Charisma, I like when reviewer has confidence enough in the product to buy it, but sample reviews are fine. Yeah, and I think also if you think about it, everyone is on their own different journey with fragrance. They've got their own budgets and constraints they have to think about. Some people can afford to buy full bottles, some people can afford to buy samples, and some people have to be very careful, and you can't, you know, everyone is different. Greggy boy, Happy New Year to you, HBL. Cheers. Greggy boy is awesome. Much love to Greggy boy. Mwah. What are you doing, Greggy boy? Are you out? Are you in? Are you having a cheeky shandy? Ooh. Greggy boy, we're just talking about what makes a good reviewer. And I was saying the whole debate about sample versus full bottle, how do people feel about that? Some people don't really like people reviewing from samples. Some people expect to see a full bottle and to know that you've worn it for a long time. Victor says samples are definitely good enough. I agree with you, Victor. You can wear a sample a good 2 or 3 times, and that's enough to do a basic review. As long as you disclose that you're doing it from a sample, you've worn it a few times, and therefore you haven't had the time with it as if you had been wearing it for a year or whatever. I think it's fun. It gives an honest overview of what you're trying to explain about the fragrance, then it's fine. Greggy Boy's watching the telly, slowly getting pissed. Cheers, Greggy Boy. DC Jim, I think it's more important for the reviewer. I could never get a feel for a scent from a dabber. I would need a spray. Yeah, I would say that. Yeah, I think dabbers are not good to review from. I think if you're going to do it from a dabber, you probably want to decant it into a sprayer and then review it. But that's just my opinion. You kind of like dab a little bit on. You're not... What gets me is when people do a dab and then they say, oh, the longevity is not that great, the projection is not that great. Well, you just put like a hair, you've put enough on your wrist for a gnat, to scent a gnat's balls even, like that is not enough. You can't judge a fragrance on its longevity and projection if you've just dabbed a tiny little bit on. Absolutely not. You can't say a word on it as far as I'm concerned. Shaver-thon, Happy New Year, Claire. How is Sweetie spending New Year's Eve? Let me show you. Mind you, if I start messing with this camera, it could all go wrong. Let's try. Oh, there she is. She's just asleep. I can't really show you her properly because I'm going to end up breaking the light thing. She's, yeah, just chilling out there. Victor sends bottles to reviewers I love. Thank you, Victor, because that means that you love me and I love you back. Thank you so much for sending me that. And it's smelling really good. So I'm wearing Bee now. I've got it up here. I've got it on both wrists. I just caught a whiff of it as I moved my arm up. It's starting to feel, it's still got a very similar feel to how it was just a moment ago. However, it's starting to feel a little bit deeper. It's got a creaminess and a powderiness. The honey is not that medicinal honey. It's not bloody fireworks. It's delectable, it's edible, but it's not full on. It's not full on, this smells like a cake. It's got some floral elements to it, so it smells like a perfume. Yeah, it's powdery and creamy at the same time, which I really like. DC Jim R, because of Claire's review, I'll be purchasing a bottle. Thank you, Victor. Oh my goodness, is that a blind buy? That's really scary. Honestly, I love it, but should you not get a sample first, just in case? Oh my god, it's beautiful though. The sense of me, I couldn't do a proper review based on a sample because I have serious OCD. I have to be able to show the bottle, but I don't mind watching sample-based reviews. The sense of me, the OCD, that makes sense. If anyone hasn't already, check out the Sense of Me channel. The most thoroughly reviewed, most intensely researched and balanced opinions that on the internet ever. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. There's not a lot of videos, but go check them out. Amazing. Shaver-thon, sounds like someone is waging war outside Claire's window. Yeah. I think the neighbours are fond of fireworks. It was the same over Halloween and fireworks period. It's like 2 or 3 houses down. Sweetie's not too bothered though, are you, darling? Yeah, she's all right. luckily. I think she's kind of used to it now. She's quite chilled. It must be part of the Brexit war, yeah. It's like the Leavers and the Remain are having it out in the trenches of Medway. Mel Taylor, when I buy samples, I can usually tell by the end of the sample if I want a full bottle. Yeah, same here, definitely. The only issue I have with samples is sometimes you can try and eke them out too long, because you're trying to make your mind up, and then if you think you've made your mind up, you still keep a little bit because you want to go back to it, and then I feel like you don't wear it properly. Sometimes I don't give samples a full wearing because I'm trying to just do like one spray to smell, to see what I think, to make my mind up, whatever. But yeah, sometimes I can be tight with samples because I know there's only so much. But yeah, got some adverts. JLWB sounds lovely. I'll need to get a sample to try it myself. Honestly, if you like things that are a little bit sweet, a little bit powdery, a little bit vanillic, a little bit floral, a little bit almond, a little bit mysterious, so there's like this mysterious element. Maybe that's the sort of incense note that's mentioned, or the sandalwood maybe. It's really nice, creamy, powdery, slightly sweet, beautiful, like gorgeous. I could literally eat my wrist right now. Honestly, I'm going to wear this tomorrow. New Year's Day, scent of the day, New Year's Day is going to be Bee by Zoologists. I'll try and do a nice Instagram post. Love it. Oh, so good. DC Jim R, I live dangerously. Blind buys are about 95% successful for me. That is a dangerous living, but if that's what you do, go for it. If you like the sound of it, I hope I'm doing it justice. From my point of view, it's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Shaver font, it could be Jeremy's Fragrance Army versus Gene Simmons' Kiss Army firing missiles at each other. I don't know. Oh, Kiss, as in, yeah, the band. Okay, yeah. Greggy Boy loves to see people's bottles in their videos. It's frag porn. Yeah, I do enjoy that as well. Mel Taylor, are you going to tell us more about your fragrance release? Maybe. Christy, I've got to try it. Really try it. If you have similar taste to me, which I think you might do, then I think you're probably going to love it like I do. Based on this first, we're over an hour into this video, so this is maybe when did I spray this? Like 40 minutes ago or so. Yeah, it's really good. Freddie Turner saying the Sense of Me reviews are excellent. More of those in 2020, hopefully. Yeah, definitely. Adam from Sense of Me, check his videos out. His one on Office for Men was brilliant, and I think that's how I found him actually. He did one on Office for Men early doors when Office hadn't been out that long, and I loved it. There was comedy, really well researched and thought out info and opinion, I guess. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. You've got to check, if nothing else, check out the Office one. It's brilliant. Oh, excuse me, I've got a little bit of wind. Oh. So, oh yeah, so Mel asked me, oh, Happy New Year, Greggy boy, love you lots. Mwah. Tracy, about an hour later, I got Chris's joke buzzing like a bee. Oh my God, Tracy, I didn't get it. You've just got that from. So when Chris from Fragmental joined the live chat earlier, he came on and said he's buzzing, and I didn't get it. Tracy's just said she only got it about an hour later. So yeah, we're quick tonight, aren't we, Tracy? Let's hope we speed up a little bit for 2020. Realist, Adam's Office for Men review is next level. That's what probably got his account suspended. Oh, I didn't realise his account got suspended. Oh, why? What? It didn't say anything wrong. So Mel asked about my fragrance. There's not too much more to add at the moment. So I've told you that there's a beautiful pear note, and that is kind of like the main feature of the fragrance, but it's also going to be about nostalgic childhood memories, kind of like, you know, when you're younger and you want to go out and play, but maybe you can't because it's raining, but then you go like, or you're out playing, then it rains, you have to come in and you go back out because the rain stopped and the sun's come out, and maybe you can smell the wet pavement, and maybe there's a rainbow, and maybe you get to go to the shops and buy a bag of sweets, and your sweets are in a paper bag, and you've got all those lovely sweets that you love, those vintage sweets now, like the perfect sweets, like pear drops, for example. I think I'm saying too much. Release date, we haven't finalized the fragrance yet, so my perfume is working on a couple more moderations. Okay, I'm going to tell you, there is a violet note in there, but the violet was really understated in the mod that I love the most. The pear note was stunning, but I wanted a bit more violet, and there's a couple of other suggestions I put forward, and so my perfumer is working on that. She's having a little Christmas break and she'll be working on that. Then we have to get them tested by IFRA, not by IFRA, but IFRA tested, and I'm really not sure, and I don't want to put any pressure at all, because my perfumer's busy, she's got her own business and some other logistical things going on at the same time. So I'm really hoping for the first half of next year, but I'm not going to say anything until I know. But yeah, it is going to be really, really quite amazing, I think. Mel Taylor, oh, I love violets. Comfort Incense sounds so good. Retro Sweets appeared here on Christmas Eve. How nice, how nice. Mel Taylor, definitely plan on getting a bottle as long as it's after. Oh yeah, you know, it's definitely yeah, it's not going to be January. I really don't know, but I would guess we're talking definitely after March, I would have thought, if not later. I'm not sure, I'm really not sure, but I will keep you all informed. The Sense of Me has a beautiful Instagram account, says Christy. Yes, definitely. We were chatting on Instagram, actually, was it today or yesterday? And for some reason, some sort of blip, that we couldn't actually message each other. But it's all fine now, it's all good. I have to tell you, I keep catching whiffs of bee, and it's not beast mode, it's not bees mode, but I'm really noticing it. So it's giving me this aura, this glow, this sweet honeycomb floral glow. Can't wait to wear this to work. I don't know why, but I guess give it a full day's wearing and check out the development, walk around a bit. So I think when you're at home, you can't do a fragrance justice in the same way that you can when you are out and about, because when you go for a little walk, then your fragrance wafts up to your nose, and just sat here, you have to actually look for it to smell it. But as soon as you move around, you're like, oh, that's nice. Christy, yes, my birthday's in June. I'll be getting your fragrance then. Yay! Rich Mitch, Victor should start a plant line. Maybe like Triffids. Okay, so he's done T-Rex, so maybe, do you remember anyone from the UK, War of the Triffids? My God, was that scary. These crazy plants that came alive. Yeah, Tracy, not beast mode, but beautiful. It's got a presence. It's really definitely got presence, but yeah, it's got a softness to it. So And that's another thing that I love about a fragrance is I don't like thick and heavy and cloying. I like a translucency. That's why I love Guerlain. And this has a translucency. I mean, it's got enough sweetness that it might be a bit cloying if it was really hot weather, but it's got this translucency, so you can smell the air as well as the fragrance at the same time. And that's how I like my fragrances to work for me. There's a few that I quite like to be heavy and beast mode, but for the most part the translucency just makes it more wearable for me. And I like to be able to smell my environment as well as my perfume, and I don't like knocking people out with my scent, not 90% of the time anyway, unless I, you know, if I'm going to like an outdoor gig, it's going to be loads of stinky people, then I'll wear my thickest, heaviest, strongest fragrance. It's almost like a talisman against them all, you know, like protect me from their stinkiness. Victor says he needs to clone himself first before he releases another line of fragrances. Oh, busy boy, Victor, aren't you? Pretty much do it all yourself, I think. I get the impression from what I see on Facebook and stuff. You pretty much do everything, the packing, the shipping, as well as do you actually, I was wondering this, I think I know, you buy the compound from the perfumer and then you bottle it yourself, you put it together with the alcohol, is that right? And you do all that in your studio or in your home? Just curious, if you don't mind sharing, that would be cool. And then I am going to close this down in a minute because my bladder's screaming at me and I must go to sleep because I'm up at 5:15 in the morning, so I won't be seeing in the new year. Rich Mitch saying fuck doer, clones are theft. Hopefully they haven't tried to clone Victor's stuff. That would be fucking stupid. I don't see the point. Personally, I don't see the point in a clone company trying to clone independent perfumery. That would be shocking. I know that I've seen that they have done some smaller brands, I think, but yeah, hopefully people wouldn't support that. JLW, happy new year to you and sweetie, thank you. So before I go, any other tips? Let's think, are there any other tips for reviewers? Anything that you personally like to see them do or not do? Fran, I can answer the bat question. So bat got discontinued, unfortunately. Just wasn't possible to make it again, and there is a reissue or a I think Victor didn't really call it a reformulation, he called it a new design. So Prin Lomos is the perfumer behind the new version of Bat, and there is already a review out on that new version on YouTube. I can't remember who did it now, but there is a review out on the new version of Bat. So I think if you go on YouTube and look for Bat Zoologist, you might find it, or reformulation, I think they called it Bat reformulation. Yeah, so there's a new Bat coming out, and I think Victor sent the sample out, but it's not actually available yet on his channel. So Victor's saying it's a home operation, so he does everything himself at home, along with the lovely Dor, the cute little pussycat Dor. And my little pussycat is sleeping away, completely oblivious to the stupid firework things. Rich Mitch, because Victor said it's a home operation, Rich Mitch has said Victor's moonlighting as a surgeon to make ends meet. Mel Taylor, thank you for a lovely review, chat. Have a great 2020. Wish you lots of success, Claire. Thank you, Mel. Same to you. Thank you for joining in. Victor's a full-time cat sitter. That's not a bad job to have. Oh, so Tracy's rabbit Luna is also oblivious to the fireworks. That's good, isn't it? I think when we had fireworks over the fireworks evening, or it seems to go on in here in UK, Halloween and fireworks night. It's about a 10-day window of people firing fireworks every single bloody night around here. And there was one night where the fireworks were so close and so loud. You know, there's really big bangs. You know, you get a boo, and then you get a massive bang. They kept doing those, and Sweetie wasn't really quite disconcerted. So these ones are quite low key, actually. Fran, do I have a local? If yes, which perfume do you wear when you go there? I wear different perfumes all the time, so it literally could be anything. So one of my favourite going out fragrances is Alien Essence Absolute. I wear that quite often for a night out because it's really, really potent. It's like a very rich vanilla with some incense, and it's like the syrupy jasmine, but it's not as alien as Alien, if that makes sense. It's like a bit of Alien DNA, but more about vanilla, woods, and incense, a little bit of incense. So that for me is a perfect night out fragrance, just because it's beautiful, it's very alluring, and it's quite strong, so I can compete with everyone else. So that's one. But I mean, I would totally wear that on a night out, because I think everyone is going to enjoy that. For me, that feels really crowd pleasing, but you smell unique. So I totally wear Bee on a night out without a shadow of a doubt. But yeah, I'll wear anything. Down the local, I'll wear anything. So Victor's saying Bat 2 and Sloth are coming out next. Can you tell us any more about Sloth, Victor? Sloths kind of hang out in trees. So does that mean it's going to smell quite woody? What do they eat? Do they eat fruit? Is it a fruity, woody fragrance? They're lazy, they sleep a lot. Does it smell like freshly laundered bedding? I could be a sloth, I think. Okay, I think I'm running out of steam now, so I'm just going to give you one final update on Bee. I feel like I'm just getting a hint of the woodsiness now, so I've still got all the stuff that I've already said. I feel like this is not one of these fragrances that's massively changing at the moment. It's gently, ever so gently changing. I feel like the vanilla just is slowly making itself more known. Otto Kuta, Happy New Year, greetings from Helsinki. Many thanks for your wonderful channel and insightful spot on reviews. Thank you so much for that, that's really kind. So yeah, I feel like this is getting slightly more vanillic, slightly woodsy. The honey beeswax thing is at a similar level as it was earlier. I just feel like the vanillas are starting to make more of a show of itself. Victor saying Sloth is an oak moss themed scent. So everyone that loves oak moss, watch this space. I know Dan will be interested in that. He's an oak moss fanatic. Probably won't be my kind of thing if it's very green smelling. But I can tell you for now that this is my kind of thing. So I am absolutely blown away by Victor's generosity. Thank you, Victor, again for sending that to me. That was really, really kind of you, and I love you, and I really hope I get to squeeze you again soon, because oh my god, this is an absolute beauty and a beautiful addition to my collection. I'll let Dan have a sniff. I will get Dan's opinion on my channel and maybe on his too. But for now, I'm really loving it. This has taken over Chameleon already, I can tell. This is now my favourite zoologist. Victor saying they are so slow, moss grows on them. So moss grows on the sloths because they're that slow moving. That's like me in the morning with a hangover. I wake up sometimes with moss, well, not in the mornings, like afternoon, evening. DC Jim, Happy New Year, Claire. Thanks for all the great reviews. I've only been watching YouTube fragrance reviews since the summer, so still a newbie, but I think you're one of the best. Oh, thank you, Jim. Fran Civet is my favourite. Victor Wong, and all the sleepy ingredients, lavender, chamomile. Ah, okay, that sounds actually quite interesting. But yeah, I think that sounds like Dan's kind of thing because he does love oak moss, he loves lavender. Would you say it's a fougere type fragrance, or is it just the fact that oak moss and lavender in there? Does that mean it's fern-like or fougere-ish? Tracy saying yes. Fran reminds me a bit of egoist. Oh, Civet. Civet reminds Fran a little bit of egoist. I love egoist. JLW, sloth sounds my speed. I love all of those notes. Tracy loves lavender and chamomile. Tracy, your name is Comfort Incense, and that you are the epitome of comfort. So it absolutely makes sense that you like lavender and chamomile. That makes perfect sense. La Charisma, as a fellow Canadian, so proud of Victor. Victor Wong, thanks for the review and chat party, Claire. Thank you, Victor, and thank you everyone for joining in. I am going to disappear now because I really need to get myself to bed. And I'm going to end on Sweetie because she's doing that thing that cats do, and it doesn't matter if I break the camera or the light. A Sense of Me, love sloths, have to try that one. Okay, I'm going to end on Sweetie doing some puddling, as we call it here in the UK. So let's turn this around, if I can. Oh, I'm not doing very well with that. Let me drop it down a little bit. What are you doing, sweetie? Can you hear it? Listen to her. Right, bye everyone.